This Mylar is good for a lot of things. One of the things it's good for is fixing a little bark pocket that was picked out. You can put that in there and cut yourself some wedges. Hopefully they're all the same size. And you can wedge these down in there and get a good fit. You don't want to have a bulge there. That would not help things any. So that looks better without that. Okay, so some resin in there. 5-minute resin. There we go again. 5-minute resin. I don't use it anymore without gloves. So my hands are big, so I get these great big extra large. So that was pretty good price on these. You might try those. I forget how much they are, but they were pretty reasonable. Like everybody else, I ordered them on Amazon and I end up with 2 cases of them instead of 2 boxes of them. You know how that goes. You pay attention to the details sometimes, sometimes you don't. Just need a little bit because I'm going to mix it with coffee. These are sitting on a heating pad. It didn't look like it, but those are 2 turtle pads that I've got underneath there. And here's my coffee I ground yesterday. I just want to get it to the point where it'll lay down inside that hole and go all the way to the bottom of it. And then tomorrow I will sand that off. Better to have too much there than not enough. Yeah. Now if I'm quick, I can do the same thing with that other little spot. I find my other Mylar, there it is. And maybe a quick wedge or 2. That didn't sound good. There's some wedges. My Mylar, I guess I want to take that. All right, you missed that one. Dude, whoa! They scared up a rabbit there a minute ago. As much as they wanted to chase him, they would rather play bumper. A little cottontail come through my fence every night. I have non-climb over there. You can't climb it very easy, but the rabbits get right through it. I've seen rabbits run through it full speed. Okay, girl. Keeps the coyotes out and the riffraff. It's kind of wiggly at the top. There's no support at the top, so it makes it difficult to climb. Even I tried to climb over it a few times and to go get a bumper, and it makes it damn near impossible. Toots! Hey, you gonna bring it or not? Trying to keep it away from dude. Well, dude, it's your turn to get one, buddy. All right, dude. Dude. He's out there in that direction. Oh, Blondie's the hustler. She's got the hustle. I call her my overachiever. They're out there in the weeds. Looks like they're still looking for it. I like to watch them search. Yep, Blondie's got it. Yep. She does not want dude to get it. Or Tootsie. All right, girl. Dude, you're feeling left out, aren't you, buddy? Here. Go out there and get it, boy. Look at that. He had a head start. Still didn't get first. Oh, he's got it. All right. Got your gig. Good boy, dude. He's a big tease. Dude, here. He's walking. He didn't get a chance to have it very much, so he's not too interested in bringing it. He doesn't do that with birds, just the bumper. I let him have a little slack. He's a good boy. He's sure a good search dog. I think I'm going to start searching him pretty soon. That's one of the pieces I made early in my woodworking career. I used to have it in the house, but now it's storage for bumpers and boxes. I kind of run out of room for storage for things. You know, I'm a pretty prolific maker, and it breaks my heart to put these things outside. And having them inside my shop is not quite outside, but it doesn't help them any. And then putting them in those trailers is kind of doesn't really help them that much. I have to redo them in order to place them in someone's home. You can see I have projects just everywhere. Look at projects. There's bowls and little nightstands and hanging nightstands and French legs, lyre legs for tables, and fat boy chair and ottoman. And there's a particularly good one down there on the bottom that you just can't see. And it breaks my heart to not have them have a home. Why don't some of you guys contact me, and I'll give you a price that you can afford, and I'll put them in your home. I'll prep them and give them a nice home. There's some nice pieces in here. This is a coffee table with a crown base, and that's just a few. There's 150 projects I have outside in my shop and in the Mervyn containers that I have. You know, Mervyn's been out of business. And that old chestnut. Let me get my ear protection. I'm gonna play with the dogs for a little bit. They won't leave me alone until I do. Isn't that right? Isn't that right, huh? You gotta have bumper, huh? Oh, ow, right in the face. You're a good girl. We're a good girl, huh? Okay, you maniacs. All right, so here we go, right out there. Well, that hit the tree. That didn't go very far. Let's get a few of these going. Toots! Yeah, he mobbed you, didn't he? Okay, I got it, girl. All right. Take a big long run out this direction. Right into the wood pile. All right, now that I'm all grimy, a lot of sawdust out there that I dump everywhere. Good compost. All right, yesterday we were working on this big oval, and I like to see progress. This is the little dam I built for the center line repair. Got these little wedges I put in there. Now this Mylar. You can see that's a pretty good line there. It's a pretty good line. Better than it was. Maybe not perfect. Not exactly perfect right there. I could do it again, but I think I won't. You know, in the day of computer made everything, I think a little human, what are you going to call it? Human error is necessary in order to discern our work from computer work. Well, I don't really like that little low spot right there. Maybe I'll live with it. I'm going to sand it out first and see how it looks. Now I might just throw that Mylar back in and give it one more shot. Well, since I have it here, I think I'm going to sand it first. I'm eager to see what it looks like. So, like always, I use a little 1 1/8" sander first in order to knock the main part of it down. All right, the main part of it's down. Now I'm going to hit it with some 180. Since I haven't gone through over with the 220 yet, 180 is more than likely going to be just perfect. Rotate action there. Walk that thing back and forth a little bit. Now I'm ready to hit with my 220 the rest of the whole table, so that's going to take a while. I am going to put my mask on. Even though this sucks up most of the dust, I can still feel it in there. Now that I have finished the sand out there, I am going to put in this little process here to straighten up this little corner here. I'll put some resin in there. It'll make that look a whole lot better. A whole bunch more better. And that is the idea here, is to look a lot better. For all you would-be professionals and hobbyists alike. Another day, another trial. Fix our mistakes. Fix our little boo-boos. And goes to 5-minute resin. It isn't going to take much, just a little bit. Going to mix that with some fine ground coffee. For walnut, I like coffee as a filler. Plus, it's granular in nature. It's not really, it's not sawdust, you know. It's a big difference between using coffee and sawdust. Sawdust has all different size, excuse me, all different size particles, and they don't mix very well. They're kind of hydrophobic. And so you see how fast this mixed. It just, I can't overemphasize how easy that is when you have the right materials. Okay, now since I don't want to waste the rest of this coffee, I'm going to go around and find any more little things that need my attention. Wow, that's another little thing right there. You know, I could fix that. I'll go fast here and make that look a whole lot better. Let's throw this in there. Do the same thing here that I did over there. Fix that. Doesn't take long when you have the right goods. I'm kind of particular. I like to make this thing as good as I can possibly do it. I guess that's maybe some of my leftover detail work from when I made violins. You know, I didn't have to do that. I just thought that was the hardest woodworking project I could do at the time. And I suppose it was, but it was self-imposed. There's another little spot I'm going to fix because I have the goo already mixed.